Hi, today it's Sunday, it's a glorious day. I'm in the beautiful area of Rutland. We're just very close to Rutland Water. I'm here today at the Rutland Cycling Centre Bike Fest. I've come along to ask some questions, get some hints, get some tips, and also get some support for Twycle. So I've made myself my way over to the Trek stand and talked to Mark. I'm going to ask Mark about top tips for distance training and for levels of fitness that I could adopt for the next 14 weeks. What's your top tips, Mark, for fitness?
Well, if you're approaching it from a low base level, I'm assuming you've done some cycling before, but what you're going to struggle with when you're doing your challenge is going to be the hills. Okay. And if you're not living somewhere where you've got a lot of hills, it's hard to train, it's hard to get that effort. But the thing to remember is when you're riding uphill, you're riding at your limit. And so the best way to simulate that on the flat is going out and doing time trials, finding a level where you can produce the maximum amount of power that you can sustain comfortably, sort of 10, 15, 20 minutes,
sure.
And then riding at that level. And what you find is the more often you do that, then the easier it'll be to sustain that level. So when you hit the bottom of that big, long half-hour climb, you'll be able to find that level and just keep going all the way up.
Fantastic, thanks very much.
Okay.
Yes, I've made my way over now to the sun bike stand. I'm talking to Jaco here and getting some really good advice about the training regime. Jaco, what would be your best tip for me, obviously, in training at the moment?
Main thing, definitely nutrition, because like I said, you can have a proper preparation, proper fitness, but if you don't eat and drink during the event or before and after the event, that's going to be a big factor. During competition, when you're riding, the main thing is keep eating, keep drinking as much as you can. Because as soon as you get hungry, that is basically mean the race is over. That is the biggest secret, without a doubt.
Fantastic. Fantastic. Thanks very much.
Energy drinks, protein bars, anything that can give you proper food. Perfect.
Thank you.
No worries.
I've been going around, I've been getting some great advice from everybody. It's really friendly, really helpful. I'm over here at the White stand now, White Bikes, with Justin. I'm going to ask Justin what his top tip would be for me whilst I'm training. Justin, what's the top tip whilst I'm training?
Well, my top tip would certainly be a decent set of cycling shorts, more than anything else. Spend a decent quality amount of money on them and make sure they fit properly.
Brilliant. When you say spend a decent amount of money, what kind of price back am I looking at?
I would say above 40, 50 quid, definitely. The more you spend, the better quality you'll get with cycling shorts. What you get is what you get.
Thanks so much indeed. So I'm going around getting lots of great tips and advice. I've come over to the Thule site and I'm speaking to Chris about the best way to transport a bike. Obviously we've got 9 of us, so we're going to be using the transit, but some of us are going to be using our cars. So Chris, what's the best way and the safest way to carry a bike?
I think if you've got a tow bar, then certainly one of the tow bar effective products would do best. They're more secure, very stable, very little wind noise because they're on the rear of the vehicle, and you can get 3 or 4 bikes off quite easily. If you don't have a tow bar, then you will need to go up to the roof. Use a roof rack with one of our Pro Ride cycle carriers, which again are very simple to use. You can get up to 4 on top of the car, so you would alternate the bikes front to back. So either option, whichever option is best for the customer.
Excellent, thanks so much indeed. Thank you. Cool. So I've just made it home this afternoon. Today has been absolutely glorious. The sun at Rutland was absolutely fantastic. All the guys, all the staff at the Rutland Cycling Shop and the Cycle Fest were absolutely brilliant. They gave me loads of advice today about clothing, about bikes, about how to transport bikes, about diet, about heart rate. Really all good top tips actually, and I think that's really going to help me in the training over the coming next weeks. The things I really do need now to look for is a sportier bike. We saw some tremendous bikes today, so my quest really still continues trying to find a bike, and also hopefully, fingers crossed, all the great people that I met today might be able to help us in some way. I'll keep you updated and let you know what's going on.